Welcome to our apple picking adventure here in the Pacific Northwest. A few weeks ago, the kids and I went to my sister-in-law's parents' house. They have tons of apple trees, and we spent the morning with my mom picking way more apples than we needed. I actually came home with 3 of those bags full when I really was hoping for just one, so we have a lot of apples still in the fridge. Today I wanted to share some recipe inspiration for how I'm using them with higher protein recipes. So I'm going to be making a snack bowl and some bars, all with apple as a featured ingredient in them. And if we haven't met before, my name's Heather. I run Fit Mama Real Food, and as you'll see in this video, I got 4 kiddos. They're here with me, and I'm so glad that you're here along too. We got home with the apples. I brought one of them inside one of the bags. The other 2 went into our garage fridge so that they can stay fresh a little bit longer. And I just unloaded a bunch of them into a big bowl so I could have that bowl ready on the counter for kids to grab apples whenever they wanted them, and also just to remind me we have a heck of a lot of apples, so use them every single day in lunch boxes or when I'm making snacks or these yummy treats that I'm going to show you. I took a bunch of the apples and simply diced them up. I left the skin on and got them ready to roast into some yummy cinnamon apples. It was super simple. Sometimes I roast them, sometimes I'll simmer them in a pot. Either way works great. Just add a little bit of cinnamon after they're all tossed up and some water, which I did not show in this picture, but if you don't add the water, they get pretty dry, so definitely add a little bit to keep them moist. And in the oven, they take about 20-25 minutes at 350. It just depends on how full your pan is. The fuller it is, the longer it's going to take. So the first snack that I made was my apple pie protein yogurt bowl. And I love this combination of yogurt with this specific vanilla whey protein powder that I'm using. Add a little bit of peanut butter in. So we've got this vanilla peanut butter base flavor, and it's so tasty. You just put them in a bowl, mix it up, and it almost gets a little bit whipped. You want to mix it for quite some time so it's fully mixed, but also so it gets nice and fluffy. And then after the fluffy vanilla peanut butter yogurt is ready to go, that's when we're going to spoon on some of those roasted cinnamon apples that just give it that yummy fall flavor that I love so much. And for a little bit of crunch factor, I also topped it with some homemade granola. I have a couple of granola recipes on the blog, and I have some here on my YouTube channel, so I will definitely link one up above for you to check out. But granola is so simple to make at home. And yes, it was so delicious. I enjoyed this for an afternoon snack because after trying it, I just had to eat all of it. It's so yummy. And I love that it is a higher protein snack, so it's going to help me to stay fuller longer. You could have this even as a breakfast or a before bedtime treat, so enjoy. The next protein apple snack that I'm going to show you how to make are my apple pie protein bars. This recipe is actually really old from the blog. It had definitely been needing some new pictures. They had disappeared, so it needed some. And I also wanted to remake them and see if it's still super delicious. So to make them, you're going to oil your pan and then add oat flour, protein powder, cinnamon, and then we've got all of our pumpkin pie spices or apple pie spice. I think they're all the same. Add those in along with a little bit of salt and baking powder and mix it up. And then in a separate bowl, we're gonna add our egg. We've got some applesauce, more apple flavor, a little bit of maple syrup, vanilla extract, and then you want to chop up an apple. I think having a peeled apple is better for this. Just texture-wise, it works a lot better. So definitely peel your apple if you have that 30 seconds to do that. Then we're just gonna dice up that apple nice and small so we've got little pieces that'll bake evenly into these bars. So once our apple is diced, we're gonna mix up our wet ingredients and add the apple in there. And after that's mixed up, we're going to pour that into our dry ingredients and just give that a mix. Don't overmix it, just get your dry ingredients mixed in with the wet and it'll be good to go. After they're mixed in, you're gonna wanna pour it into that prepared baking pan that's already been oiled so it doesn't stick. Just get that nice and even and then bake it in the oven. It takes about 25 to 28 minutes. And then when they come out, let it cool. I didn't wait and I do not recommend it, but these bars cut much better when you actually wait for them to cool. And they are sweet and delicious. If you use a vanilla protein powder, these bars are going to be sweeter. Since we've got maple syrup in them, I think just a plain unsweetened protein powder works really well as well. The full recipe will be linked in the description box below. Those are a couple of our favorite protein-rich, apple-flavored snacks and treats, and I hope that you have gotten a little bit of inspiration for maybe using some of your fall apples. If you have the opportunity to go out to an apple orchard or even just try some different varieties from your grocery store or the farmer's market, it's so fun to just see how they taste differently, how they're juicier, some are a little drier, and it's really fun for kids as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.